I'm Marc Maron, the comedian. I also have a podcast called WTF. I do some acting as well. I'm going to make it a long intro. And I'm here at Amoeba, the new Amoeba. I know the old one. It was a little messier. This one's like one room. You don't have to walk upstairs. It's all right here now. But this is what's in my bag. So we're just reaching in for the My Bloody Valentine reissue. I don't really know this record. I have the Loveless record on its original. Paid too much money for it. It's a great record, but my copy of it is not great. So I was curious about this record because I love this band. And I know there's people out there who are like, how can you not know that record? I don't. This guy, I want to give some love to, Alejandro Escovedo.
Bury me with the lies I told. Bury me with a rusted sword.
I love Alejandro. He's a great guy. He's a real deal guy. Not enough people know about him. I interviewed him on the podcast, and he let me sit in with the band in Vancouver and play his 73 Les Paul Custom. We did Beast of Burden and Like a Hurricane. If you listen to Beast of Burden, it's not an easy song guitar-wise because they're both going at it, and Ronnie's filling all the time. But I'm like, I know those scales. Just try it. And it worked out okay. Miley Cyrus.
I want that late night sweet magic, that forever lasting love, but only if it's with you.
I love her as a person, and I know this is a big record, but I'm a big fan of her thing, whatever that is, her life.
I'm sorry that you're
Can singles. I love this band. They were a mystery to me forever. I remember when I was younger, living in New York, I had a tape of Can. And that was when I was trying to get into like Throbbing Gristle. I was like, I gotta get my head around Throbbing Gristle. Like I was kind of running around the loop of these weird alty, but before pre-alt, strange ephemera stuff and music. And somehow Can was in that world, and I never locked in. But now I'm like a freak for him. I think I have all the records. I don't think I have this. Boygenius, again, I know they're very popular with the young people.
Who do you think you are? Who do you think I am? What do you want to say? What do you think will change? Maybe I'm afraid.
I like their whole vibe, and I'm just curious as to what they're all about. That's a good guitar, the Telecaster.
I never said I'd be alright. Just thought I could hold myself together.
Oh, I really don't think I have this free record, and I have a lot of free records.
I'll be right on my way, just like the song of yesterday.
This is Paul Rodgers, pre-Bad Company, great singer. This guy, Paul Kossoff, the guitar player, is a very good guitar player in his own way. And Jimmy Vivino, the guitar player from Conan's show, who has, like, for years, anytime I did Conan, he'd set me up with a guitar and amp and show me stuff. He thinks my vibrato sounds like Kossoff. Simon Kirke went on to play with Paul in Bad Company, but Kossoff died pretty young, and he's got a couple solo records out. This, it's good British rock, blues rock. This is an Earthless record. Great band, all instrumental, big riff, hard rock. I listen to it at the gym a lot. Motörhead. I've been doing a lot of metal lately, and I have, what's the big one, Ace of Spades one? I have that one, but I don't have this one. I don't know what's going on with me as a 60-year-old man, but all of a sudden I'm like, metal.
I have seen the devil laugh. I have seen God turn his face away. I have nothing left to lose.
I interviewed Lemmy. It was like interviewing a weathered cliff. And I stole that from Dan, the guy who used to work at Mojo Guitars. He said one time Iggy Pop came into his store with like a mic that any of them used. It's like the mic, but it cost $100. And apparently Iggy kind of came in all frantic. He's like, can you fix this? Like a Shure 58. Can you fix this? And I asked him, I go, how did he look? And he said, like a weathered cliff. I like Merle Haggard. I don't know this record. It's all Elvis songs. How can that be bad?
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, mama. Any way you do.
Produced by Fuzzy Owens, who I think produced a lot of country records. Good name. This is UFO, pre-Shanker, early, 72. I have a couple of these original 1970, 71 UFO records. It's great stuff. It's almost krautrocky, but it's bluesier. This still has Silverbird on it. I have the, it's live. Live at the Marquee in London, 72. This is gonna be good. And I've never seen it before. There's a video on YouTube of the Stones at the Marquee Club. It's crazy, dude. It's the best. Like I sit on that couch in my house and I play along with that Midnight Rambler all the time. Keith Richards looks barely alive. His teeth are just a mess. He's sweaty. Apparently it's like big cocaine time, but it was so fucking good. I think I'm short on Monk records. I don't know, I have a few hundred jazz records, but I can never wrap my head around. You always end up on these guys, the 10 or 15 jazz people you know, and then you realize like there's a million jazz records. I went on a Lee Morgan thing because I was like, this guy's better than Miles. Like, I don't know anything, but I'm like, this guy's the best. How come no one talks about Lee Morgan? So I went and got all his records. I saw a doc on him. Rough. His wife shot him at a club. Yeah, didn't end well. Great trumpet player, though. Oh yeah, and this is another Monk record that I just want to get into it. So those are the ones I got.
Let's talk about your record.
Do you want to talk about my record? This record's from my HBO special, From Bleak to Dark. It's a pretty heavy record, pretty deep comedy stuff on here. I think it's my best work.
I don't want to be negative, but I don't think anything's ever going to get better ever again. And don't misunderstand me, I have no hope. I think if you have hope, what are you, fucking 7? Like, if you really think a flying Jew is going to come back and make everything okay, isn't that like mental illness?
But the cover, this was a day, I'm doing a big bit on it, my new set. I do this hike in Glendale. I do it all the time, and I usually get to the top, and I do these 2 stretches. Like, I do squat down, and then I stand up and stretch big. And for years, I would do this stretch, and I'd get like woozy, and I'd be like, it's amazing I haven't passed out. But this day, I passed out, and I fell down, and I was by myself. And I blacked out on top of the hill. And I hit my fucking face on the ground. I woke up and I'm like, what? And I realized what happened. And I got up and I'm like, I better take a selfie. So that's like moments after I went down.
When you took that selfie, did you have any thought that it would end up as your album cover?
No, but here's the thing about comedy records is that 99% of comedy record covers do not age well. Go look in the bin. It's just guys doing goofy shit of a time. You know, it's always sort of like with a hat, like any comedy record from the 80s wearing those dumb clothes. Red Fox has a record. I think it's called You've Got to Wash Your Ass. And the cover is just a horse's ass. And that's about the best comedy out, because that's timeless. I wanted the cover to be engaging because I wanted to be its own thing. You don't go back to comedy records that often. Like when I was a kid, and I think when they were popular earlier on, you know, you'd sit there with your brother, or you bring guys over, like, you gotta hear this Cheech and Chong record. Like sitting around when I was like 12, listening to Cheech and Chong with my brother, it was like crazy.
Man, what are you doing in my sleeping bag, man?
I was looking for my Black Sabbath record.
The part between the tie-dye curtain and the 2 bricks is my room, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So it was like a communal experience. I don't even know if they happen anymore. And I think earlier it would be like this thing, especially the dirty records, if you'd have like a cocktail party with grown-ups, put on one of those Red Fox records. You know, like,
Folks, I have another sponsor that I'd like to mention, a wonderful soap, spelled F-U-G-G. Ladies, suppose your husband works on a dirty job, tell him to go fuck himself.
But this record, from the cover and also the material, you can listen to it alone. It might be better, because it'll go deeper, because this is heavy shit in here. It talks a lot about the death of my partner, Lynn Shelton.
She passed away, and it was the most horrible thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm sure to her. And
like, I had to figure out a way how to make grief funny, and it's on here.
Thank you so much, Mark. We really appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. We did it.